And I want to jump back to what you said about data. I'm glad you brought that up. People, if you're watching, if the product is free, you're the product. So remember that when protecting your data. And the sovereignty you brought up with artists, I think, is very important. And once people realize that, I don't think we're going backwards. Like you said, that bubble will get huge. So you have to think big, because long term, this is where we're going. And speaking of NFTs, Mike, I know we've seen a big boom in NFTs, but we've also seen a big boom in NFT scams, or people with rug pulls, as Lance just stated. How can the average investor spot these things, and what red flags should they look for to not get caught up in NFTs that do not work?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's been a lot of already known artists coming out with NFTs, and they kind of think of it as a quick way to get exposure, and ends up being a rug pull, even though they don't mean it to be, because they're not building real community. So if you're buying into something, it should be a community that you really believe in. And what's cool is you can do a couple of weeks research. You can jump in their Discords. You can listen to their Twitter spaces when they hold their towns. And it should be something that you're really into. I mean, two of my favorites I'll name off the top of my head are the EmpireDAO and Solana. It's a bunch of entrepreneurs and investors in the Solana ecosystem. So that's my community. That's the people I want to be around with. We've met in Lisbon and Austin and Denver, New York, and right now at South by, and we're communicating constantly on what we're building and what we're doing together. Should everybody be in there? No, it's something specific. And the other one is LinksDAO, which I'm a golfer. I grew up golfing. I've been golfing by myself for a decade in New York City, and suddenly now I have a community of a sub channel within Discord of the New York City, and they meet up every Wednesday night. And this summer we're going to be having tournaments, and now I suddenly have a community that I'm into. If you're not into golf, and you shouldn't be into that particular NFT. Don't think of it as a speculation, because like as we go on in our 20s, it's kind of, you have your high school, your communities, your college job. When you become parents, it's harder to get those social circles. I was fortunate enough, I played ball. I was with those teams. So the New York Magpies for years, we traveled together. I'm a little too old to play Australian football anymore. So now the EmpireDAO, the LinksDAO are my new communities. And I don't care what the price is. I want to be in those communities long term. So we're a community with a shared bank account. We get to vote on what we do with it. And that's why I'm really bullish on these NFTs. But you really have to be careful. There's a lot of rug pulls. There's a lot of just jump in this. So really do your research. And do you vibe with the community? Do you want to hang out with them in person? Then that's something that you should look into. But take your time.